Now, our next speaker we will have is Patrick Langmaid, who is the director of Mother Ivy's Bay in Cornwall. Now, Patrick may not remember me at all, but I actually met him last year at a Living Wage Award ceremony, and he spoke just as passionately as Chris about the living wage, and he spoke similarly about the importance of carrying on throughout your supply chain and really, talking about how wonderful this is for not just the hospitality sector, but for every kind of organisation that you can kind of come into contact with. So over to you, Patrick.
Thank you for the introduction, Ines, and it's been wonderful listening to everybody else. Giving a little context to my own business at Mother Ivy's, and certainly not trying to sell holidays on this occasion, we've been award-winning since 2009 in categories including wildlife, access and inclusivity, and sustainability. And to be honest, we were happy with that. But then in November 2013, during the Living Wage Week, I read about the real living wage in the Guardian newspaper in an article. And that was the first time I had ever heard about the real living wage. And I thought to myself, here was something that could make Mother Ivy's truly sustainable. And we were, of course, nervous about costs. And so initially, throughout 2014, we shadowed the real living wage. We weren't prepared to make a commitment. And if it hadn't worked for us, we'd have gone away with our tail between our legs. However, in January 2015, we actually took the leap and became an accredited living wage employer. Now, why did we accredit? Counterintuitively, we've actually become more profitable because we pay the higher real living wage. We've actually become more productive. Now, the benefits we've experienced across HR and marketing. Now, taking HR first, we found recruitment into our team far easier now that we pay the real living wage to differentiate ourselves. We find staff retention far better. Our training budget is not dissipated as staff leave. We actually get the benefits of the training we invest in. And the team is very engaged. And that feeds through to marketing. For example, the guest experience is so much better now, and that demonstrates itself through repeat bookings and recommendations. Our productivity is much better post living wage than it was pre living wage. Now, there are costs, of course there are. However, as I think it was Ines said it, but do you see wages as a cost to be controlled or as an investment in your team to be nurtured? We certainly see wages as an investment that needs to be nurtured. I see my colleagues in the industry, in hospitality, as collaborators more than competitors. And I've been sharing the living wage message since my own accreditation in 2015. Initially, we tried to do a top-down approach. We went to the trade association and we tried to promote the real living wage as best practice. Unfortunately, we were stonewalled and we met resistance. And that's not surprising. There is a mindset about controlling costs. But I wasn't deterred. I didn't give up. And unable to reach a wide audience easily, I've actually refocused my efforts on my own existing relationships. So it's really a bottom-up approach now that I'm taking. So I've gone to my friends in the industry who own holiday parks and campsites, and I've been able, using their trust in me, to talk to them about the benefits, show them how it's benefiting me. And I'm delighted that some of them have accredited, not all of them yet, but some of them have accredited. And I've also gone back through my supply chain and I've leveraged my own influence there to get some of my suppliers to become accredited living wage employers, including one supplier who's far bigger than me and actually employs thousands of people manufacturing caravans up in Hull. So that was a real win last year. I was delighted with. And also, I try not to be preachy anymore. I no longer promote the living wage as a, you must do it, you must take it, and I don't understand why you won't. I actually say to people now to move incrementally towards it if they're frightened. And indeed, back in 2014, I was actually frightened myself. Now, I would, of course, welcome suggestions from anybody about how to improve my own advocacy of the living wage. There are massive issues in hospitality. Low pay and 0 hours contracts, they shame hospitality. They give us an awfully poor reputation. There are massive recruitment issues, and those are going to be compounded by issues around Brexit. And the COVID pandemic, the lockdown that has been introduced first in March and now lockdown 2, that has reduced capacity and it's increased costs, and it's led to falling productivity in hospitality across the whole of hospitality, including my own business. Now, I can't help feeling that hospitality definitely needs to improve its reputation and become more resilient. And I can't help feeling that the real living wage is the key. It's the answer to our problems. And anything I can get from the floor, from people out there to help me with my own advocacy, I'd really be grateful for. Thank you.
Brilliant. What a call to arms, Patrick. That was wonderful.